funny, do you, to have your glasses broken?
Well, I don't know why your glasses are broken. You put out a dodgy picture this morning, and for all I know, you might have slipped, you might have sat on them, you might have stepped on them, you might have dropped them out of the car. I don't know.
What about having them punched off my face?
As somebody's actually punched, I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it's not me. I mean,
yeah.
I've been very close to punching them off your face over time.
The sad news is, or some people will say it's not that sad.
Well, hang on, they're different glasses though to the ones you've been wearing. These are the glasses you're wearing now. Are your new glasses, right?
No, the ones I'm wearing now are my old glasses. The new ones got smashed off my face last night and broken.
They look like the new ones though.
Well, they're not very old, but I mean, I got an even newer pair. But the problem is, sadly, I got mugged last night by two young thugs.
They didn't do a very good job.
They didn't do a very good job.
They haven't got a mark on you.
They were real amateur. Well, I'll tell you a story.
Are you sure you got mugged?
I got mugged, yeah, and
sure it's not just a fantasy.
And I was getting beaten up as this kid was screaming.
Oh, where were you getting beaten up?
I'll tell you. I mean, give me your key. Give me your key.
Was this down in the criminal sort of mastermind headquarters of Gospel?
No, this was in Stockbroker Belt, Surrey, believe it or not. And they wanted my car. They were trying to steal my £60,000 Mercedes, my brand new car.
I don't believe that for a minute. Why would they want to steal that heap of junk?
Well,
it looks like a hairdresser's car.
Well, believe me,
were a couple of hairdressers.
This is funny. I mean,
it is rather amusing. You don't appear to have been hurt by this attack.
That was because I resisted in the most forceful manner.
Really?
And some kid aged about, I think he was about 18 or 19, with a motorcycle helmet on, and his mate, who also had a motorcycle helmet on, followed me into my garage, right? And as the
they're these mopeds thieves that we're hearing.
They were on a moped that they'd stolen an hour earlier. Okay. We now know that, right? And
when you say we now know that, what do you mean we?
Well, I've spent all night with the police trying to track them down through CCTV cameras.
Sure they didn't
just
pull you over, and this is just a story you're making up to cover for it?
Not at all, because the car is back in the garage. But I got in the garage, right? And then these kids tried to stop the door coming down.
Oh yeah.
So they knocked the door off its sort of rollers. You know what I mean? So
what time was all this then? After the show last night?
This was 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
So I said, "What are you doing here? You know, we live here. We're residents." I said, "No, you're not." "Yes, we are." And they forced their way in, and I locked myself in my car.
Right.
Because I didn't know what they were up to.
No.
You know, they'd lifted the door back up.
That's quite worrying, that really, isn't it?
It is quite worrying.
Did they have any weapons with them?
Well, this is the point. I'll tell you. So anyway, I locked myself in my car, and I went to use my phone as if I was ringing the police. I thought they were just a couple of punks.
Well, why didn't you ring the police? You should have done.
At that time, no crime had been committed, and I was suspicious of them.
I mean,
but I had no evidence.
Two marauding criminals outside your car on a moped.
I didn't know they were criminals because they could have been pizza delivery boys or something like that. So anyway, when I made it clear I was phoning somebody and I wasn't going to get out of my car, they then roared off, right?
Yes.
Now, interestingly, then I had to get out the car to manually close the door because it had been broken.
I see.
And as I did...
So you can't get into your building from the underground car park. You have to go back out.
No. I can through a set of stairs, but you can't get a moped or a car through unless you come through the rolling door.
Yes,
you see what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So the minute I got out my car and walked towards the exit to try and put the door down again, they roared back in. And then the kid on the back jumped off, ran at me, grabbed me, started punching me in the head, you know. And
punching you in the head?
Yeah, punched me in the head about 4 times and knocked me to the floor.
Why haven't you got any marks on you?
Well, I'm going to tell you now, they're not very good car thieves, right? So knocked me to the floor and then started, I don't think he kicked me, to be honest, although it's difficult to know, but I'm covered in all sorts of dust and concrete and stuff. in the coat I had on last night, obviously, different coat on today. And he was screaming and demanding, "You give me your key, give me your key." And I looked at this little punk, and I thought, if you think, son, that I've been getting up at 4:30 in the morning every morning for the last 40 years to get my day in action, well,
you get up at 4:30 for?
At the age of 19, want to walk into my garage and acquire my £60,000 gold Mercedes because you can't do anything else in life.
Carillion silver.
It's Carillion silver, but it looks gold. They would have thought it was gold. That's probably
why they wanted it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
they thought it was. You maybe thought it was one of those rappers.
I said you can think again. So I got up and I swung a punch at this kid because the kid driving the bike.
It's a shockingly violent area you live in.
Well, it's terrible.
There's people brawling in the street. Moped thieves.
The kid driving the bike had stayed on the bike and he had a full face visor. Whereas this kid who was trying to speak to me, give me your key, man.
Was he wearing a balaclava?
No, he was wearing a motorcycle helmet, but it was wrapped round his face, and you could only see his nose and his eyes.
Oh, I see.
So that's where I punched him.
Right, okay. So that was open, that part.
Yeah, and he was quite shocked.
Did you hurt your hand?
No, I didn't hurt my hand, no.
Right.
I don't know, really, because...
The adrenaline would have kicked in.
I don't know if it's adrenaline or shock or something. I didn't feel any pressure either. Now, the reason they didn't leave a mark on me was because, as I say, they're not very good car thieves.
Yes.
And they put these motorcycle mittens on. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Yeah, well, people, when they ride motorbikes...
Yeah. They wear the big leather, sort of like police gloves.
These weren't even leather. They were like... it felt like being hit by somebody wearing oven gloves, to be honest.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
I don't know, I've never been hit by anyone.
Neither have I, but I'm just imagining it. So this guy was thumping me and knocking me around, you know, and...
Sounds like a scene from the comedy Capers.
Well, it wasn't very funny, considering that I didn't have any weapons. And
well, why'd you fight them then? They could have thrown acid in your face or anything.
They could have done, I agree. And I said, well, I just wasn't going to give them my car, was I? So I screamed at this kid, you know, and kicked out at him when I was on the floor.
Right.
And said, you know, you better F off or else, you know... And
You
all
kicked
this
him?
Stuff. I kicked out at him.
He was on the floor?
No, I was on the floor.
Oh, sorry, right.
I was on the floor.
Oh,
I
okay.
kicked out at him. And I think then they just... And I said, the police are on their way, pal, because they'd seen me raise my phone to my ear. And then they jumped... But, I mean, they were pathetic. Anyway, the police in Stockbroke Belt, Surrey, I want to, you know, give a huge word of praise to. They were there within 10 minutes.
Yes.
But they would have been there within 2 minutes, except that the minute I made the 999 call...
Right.
They then started trying to track the bike leaving my premises on CCTV cameras and went after people on a bike of similar description.
Okay.
Right?
Do you think they caught them then?
Well, I'm going to tell you the story.
You might have to go down and identify them.
Well, hang on. So anyway, the cops came and there was a young policeman, a young policewoman, very thorough indeed, you know, and asked me all the questions and all that, and oh, you're right, you're on an ambulance, and you might be suffering from shock and all that kind of... No,
What do you think you are? Well, you probably are.
I could be, yeah.
You might be suffering from shock. It's quite a frightening story, actually.
It's very frightening. It was 2 o'clock in the morning,
I mean,
remember?
you might have been killed.
It was in the dead of night. But
and
anyway...
then what would we have done this morning?
Exactly. It would have been... You'd have to call somebody
done
else
the warm-up with somebody else.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have been able to find
Parry's
anybody
dead.
Short notice. Yeah, yeah. Parry's just having a pickaxe taint on the back of his head. But that's not such a joke, because when the police came, the lady said, right, she said, we think this could be linked to the theft of a black moped 3 miles away an hour ago.
Yes.
And we
They're
think...
going to have to do something about these moped people.
They are, yeah. And she said, we think they've been cruising around ever since, and yours is an opportunistic one. They saw you go up your drive, and I think they followed you. And I said, okay. I said, I was stupid to even let him in the first place, but I couldn't get the door down. You know, she said,
well, yeah, but they just followed you in. It's not your fault.
They followed me in. And then she said, and, you know, she said...
What if they come back?
I think these sort of opportunistic criminals just look for an opportunity. I don't think they, you know, think, well, we didn't get it last night, we'll go back again.
They might be, you know, the types that bear a grudge.
Well, if they want to come back, I don't mind.
You're ready for it.
They were incompetent, right? So then she said, did they produce a weapon? And I said, I don't think so. I didn't see a weapon. I said, why? She said, because the person from whom they stole the moped was threatened with a hammer.
Oh, blimey.
Yeah. I said, well, I didn't see a hammer, and I certainly didn't feel a hammer. So from that, she said, we can't confirm they're the same people. It's the same modus operandi. And I said, well, to that extent, I may have had a lucky break.
You may have had a lucky escape.
Yeah. She said, indeed. Yeah. She said, but, you know, they ran off, and then they wanted me to go to the police station.
Did they leave the moped behind then?
No, they rolled off on the moped. Yeah, they rolled off on the moped. And
they have to make these things more difficult to steal, aren't they?
Well, so they're going to have to do something with them, you know, like as though the owner has to have like a dead man's pedal, like they have on trains. You know what I mean?
Dead man's pedal.
Well, you know, like in a dinghy, they have.
But that won't make any difference if you're a thief, will it?
Yes, it will.
How?
But you have a chip in the foot of your on the sole of your shoe.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
Yes, you do. You have a chip, Mike, and that chip has a unique code.
I thought the dead man's handle was the handle that the guy keeps his hand on.
Yes, that's right. It is on the train. Right. But what I'm saying is, if you put a chip into the sole of your shoe,
nobody's done that yet.
Well, I'm saying they've got to invent something like this, and that chip is unique to the owner and the chip in the bike. You see what I mean? And it won't work any other way.
Right.
That's what they're going to have to do.
You take the one out your shoulder.
You take the one out your shoulder. But anyway, the point is, they wanted to stay. Well, people are very interested in this because they care about the welfare of the Portmeister. And they said, could you come down to the station tomorrow morning? That's this morning, and give us a statement. And I said, I can't. I said, I'm working again, and I can't come in the afternoon because I'm going to watch Everton.
Did you tell them you're on the radio?
I did. I was a broadcaster, and then they looked me up on Google and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Well, they never heard of you.
I don't know.
Normally the police are listening to us all the time.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
They get waved at by the police.
Yeah, especially when they're in the kebab shop.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point is, she said, look, a statement is not absolutely vital at the moment. She said, but if we apprehend them, it will be vital. Anyway, this morning I got a call from another police officer, a detective, who said, I've been put on your case. and it would be invaluable if we could have a statement as soon as possible, please.
Right.
And I said, well, I can't give you a statement today.
Oh, you can go there after the show, can't you?
No, I can't. No.
Why not?
Because I'm going to the Emirates to watch Everton.
You said you have to get there until about 3.
It doesn't matter. I can't spend an hour in a police station giving a statement and get everything else done today. So I'm going to go to tomorrow.
That's a shocking dereliction, that.
Why?
Well, because they need to. If they're trying to fight crime, you need to help them.
Well, I'm helping them,
Well,
but
you're not helping them by not doing anything, are you?
yeah, but getting mugged is not supposed to be a huge inconvenience for the rest of your weekend, you know. And
Well, it could have been.
I am helping the police. I said to the detective today, I said, look, I'm really sorry, but there are things I have to do. That's a great expression I got from Tommy Shelby.
Tommy Shelby.
There are things I do. Awful little punks, right, who really, were just pathetic.
Yeah.
In a way, I feel a bit sorry for them, except they punched me in the face at the time. I didn't feel very sorry then. But I want to remind punks like that, if the US Air Force can't beat me in Libya, and if the Israeli army can't beat me in the Golan Heights, and if I spent 18 months dodging petrol bombs and rubber bullets on the streets of Belfast,
I thought you spent 18 months in the pub.
I ain't worried about two little punks who are trying to rob me.
Okay.
Because you never will.
Well, listen, there's a lot of tweets coming in, a lot of sympathy pouring in for the Porkmeister who had a near-death experience last night, it would seem. BMW says this: I've been riding motorbikes for 30 years and not once have I ever done so whilst wearing mittens. This is talkSPORT.
Now when I die, don't bury me at all. Just place me away in alcohol. My 44 laid by my feet.